Good evening, all. Um, so we're just waiting on Federico to join us. There he is. So this is the ITSL Silver Playoffs, organised by Baskmex. This is the semi-final. Winner plays Noah in the final. We USSR. We got Decol. That's nice. Didn't get defectors though. 441 is fine, and I'm happy with. Got no 4-op cards. That's a shame. We can use an intervention OCI created at least. Looks like a coup on Iran's going to happen. Anyway, we're playing Federico. We put him in as USA because his win rate's 50-50 as USA and 66% is USSR. So why not put him in as the weakest option? So what are we looking at here? We can't really headline Decol for fear of it being defected, but we can use an intervention away CIA or ditch it early enough. I guess that makes the headline Asia scoring. Which is a bit disappointing, but there you go. We'll open 441. I'm going to plug my hand in and have a think about this. It's not the greatest starting hand given the lack of 4-op cards. Alright. I like you and interventioning out CIA to get maximum value from the hand. And then we can play 5-year plan on AR6 for 3 ops for free. Oh, an unorthodox setup. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So what are our options? Headlining Decol I still don't like, even though it's an unorthodox setup, because I don't want it to be defected. But now we know we're not going to be able to coup Iran cleanly, I think I might drop Asia scoring. So let's do that. Marshall plan. Interesting, didn't go for domination straight off the bat. That's not a shabby reason to hold 5-year plan. We've got so few ops though, if we do that. Yeah, not shabby. We're still going to take the initial coup in Iran, leaving a nice big counter-coup opportunity. So hoping for a 1 now. 2, okay. I think we may have to give up the China card immediately. With Asia scoring gone, that's not the end of the world. That definitely means we can hold 5-year plan now. 3, 4, 5, and we can use an intervention away CIA after getting maximum value from Decol. Let's see if they play into Malaysia. They do. Alright, well, we'll still trigger decol and make them work for Thailand. That's a bonus for us. Okay, we'll finish taking Thailand. And we'll hold 5-year plan to try and ditch Europe's scoring. Can't be helped. We'll overprotect Thailand. Let's hope they don't hold Europe scoring this turn. And it's a good thing we didn't headline decol, because they did have defectors and could have used it. Okay, great. They go off to space. Could be worse. And we'll UN intervention away. CIA created. And dominate the Middle East. They now need to put 2 in Egypt or break Syria. It would have been nice to get rid of CIA, but we had to keep the pressure up on the board. But we're hoping for de Gaulle in the headline. At least we need to dodge Purge. Purge is going to make our turn a nightmare next turn, potentially. Either we need to be dealt Europe scoring, which we can 5-year away, or get dealt de Gaulle, so we can one way or another resolve things. Purge, US, Japan, and NATO still to be played. Vietnam Revolts comes in, late to the party, level up the Middle East, using a non-battleground. That's interesting. Okay. So we did not get de Gaulle, but we did get Cambridge 5 and Socialist Governments, and we got D-Star, which is very nice. We'll headline the Cambridge 5 and see if we can fade the scoring card in the headline. I like that more. Oh no, Socialist Governments allows us to put 4 into France with NATO, and we hold special relationship. So as long as we don't get purged, that's better. And Iran is a hell of a coup from them. Plus Socialist Governments disrupts the headline phase. Okay, so that goes off for 1. So we'll take France. They'll get a coup, and they'll probably take it in Angola, which is a shame for us in a way, but can't be helped. Yeah, we can't hold 5-year plan to the next turn. Although we're starting to get in a position where it could be less shabby. I think a coup in Angola here is probably the best play from them. And here it is. Oh no, Nigeria. Very odd. Alright, so we'll walk into Egypt. Oh, no. We will use special relationship while we can. Walk into Egypt and finish taking Algeria. So we're likely to not get our mill-ops this turn. But we leave ourselves in a great position to spread influence around the board. And Truman's gone. Blockading away. Suez. And the op went in Lao. Yeah, fine. We haven't seen Indo-Pakistani war yet. But we do have to play to it, I guess. Ooh, US-Japan for ops. Okay. So they're unlikely to have Indo-Pakistani war this turn, but we can't comfortably take India this turn. Let's get D-Style away. And we're going to put one in Indonesia, because we're likely to be racing on country count. It's the only way to get access there. One, two, three, four, five, six. We're still light on country count. Oh, here it comes. Alas. We got our mill-ops, though. But we will fill India and take a gamble. Well, that's a decent start. Fidel goes to space. They don't want any of us shenaniganing there. What do we like? Let's refill the Middle East for Dom. Although Europe's scoring hasn't been. We'll take Egypt. That puts pressure on in all of the zones. But we're looking to fade Indo-Pakistani war in India. 1 in 3 chance of being flipped. Okay. Stream's going live in a few seconds. So we'd like to be dealt Indo-Pakistani war or get into Burma fairly promptly. Okay, decent tap there. We have lamentably been dealt CIA created in the reshuffle, which is tragic, and we don't have purge. So there's a fighting chance we're going to get purged here. Let's plug everything they've got in. They've got Europe scoring, Indo-Pakistani War, Purge and Containment. We've been redealt a really nasty card, but they don't know that. So if we headline Romanian abdication and they've run Europe scoring out, we can stun them into domination. Let's do that. Alas, we get purged, so they have time to deal with Europe. So let's avoid DEFCON suicide first. Angola's the highest margin cooing target. Yep. So we'll use that to retake North Korea. That was lamentable, but we had little choice. Okay, so we'll headline we'll event Cambridge 5. They've only got Europe. But we're going to have to keep the pressure on in Europe to try and deny them eventing Indo-Pakistani War. And at least now we have perfect information. We need to establish a few more toeholds in the Americas as well. They really need to spend 2 ops here to stop me prodding in Europe. Well done. So we'll take Mexico. Here it comes. So we're going to be going into mid-war much lower in score than we'd like to be. But it is what it is. We're probably going to go De Gaulle and NASA into Brazil to try and build South America up as much as possible. So they've got Indo-Pakistani War, Containment, and one other card. Suez, which goes off to space. Now Europe's scoring's gone, we can play Eastern European unrest. And we can get Milops with it. So let's do that. Let's hope to fade Indo-Pakistani war. And brush war on Venezuela would be nasty too. But we're going to be going into mid-war slightly behind par on score. Bit of work to do. Looking for a miss. It's a success. That's unfortunate. Blimey. And a really lousy headline list for mid-war. Socialist governments is the best of a bad lot, and Europe scoring has literally just been, which is stupendously lame, but really the only option. And we get put in the trap. So, puppet governments first. We get out at least, but they're going to get the coup. Thank goodness that Venezuela and Argentina are fairly well stacked, but Algeria's not shabby. And it gives us a chance to shore up Pakistan. Oh man. So we'll use UN intervention on Yusuri. Oh man. That is pretty rank for us. We're ops light again this turn, and we could have really done with turning over Algeria. We've got a space John Paul. Kind of lousy, but it is what it is. Yep. Okay, looks like we're losing control of Africa fairly quickly. We'll get Southeast Asia scoring away. We'll space John Paul. We'll 5-year plan away Panama, taking Brazil in the process. Well, at least we didn't get... Yeah, well, that is what it is. If you've got Africa scoring this turn, you've nailed it. Bloody hell. It's going to be a hell of a climb out now. Six, Panama, Brazil. 7, 5-year plan, control South America. And play one into Libya. But things are looking kind of bleak now. Giving up CIA kind of hurt there. And then getting trapped. Oh. Well, that's our first little small mercy. You still get access, because I've got to give it to you. But I did well to fade the brush war. But we'll need South America simply to level up the scoreline, which is ugly. Two into Chile, one into Libya against Sadat. Ugh. Now we can't do that, but we can at least do that and claim domination briefly. They have to coup Colombia rather than just tapping somewhere. Right, be nice to get Junta and ABM. Level things up a little. Fidel got spaced on turn 2, right? Yeah, so Fidel could come back. So a nice ABM on Panama and an eventing of Fidel might make the Americas look a bit more welcoming. But the win on India and then the ability to clear me out of Africa has made my life a lot sadder. Okay, already at 10. Racing up there. Well, we got Hunter, which is nice. Defectors is in the pile. So that can be our headline for sure. Formosa is actually unplayable because that makes a 4-3 split. Man, oh man. At least I can event after cooing. So we go Brazil, coup Panama, event decol. Now we don't event decol. We take Panama and overprotect with Che. We need to overtake North Korea as well. Still need to play into Libya. And want to take South America, want to take Chile, that is, before South America gets dropped. Quite a lot we'd like to do. Okay, so wanting to play special relationship, definitely. But we will cover Asia and move into Libya before they get there, for one. Overprotect France for when special relationship does drop. Okay, so now we start a coup war. They're looking to get a good realign off on Panama, but I'm hoping to keep Colombia high, which reduces the imperative to move into Chile because it's a difference of, what, 2 VP? And protecting Panama's worth 2 VP swing. Alas. 6 would have been alright there. Thinking about a coup on Colombia here, I think, but I mean, it's still the most profitable line for them. No, they're going influence instead. Okay. I mean, they will eventually load up against Camp David, so we will use kitchen debates in Guatemala and threaten domination there. And get rid of kitchen debates before it becomes a major threat. They're going to have a go. Let's hope they go low. 2? Okay. We'll go into Iraq and threaten OPEC. And trying to keep up domination in the Middle East. They now need to go Sadat and 5 ops to deal with Saudi and Israel. We'll probably space Formosa and then event decall going Algeria, Zaire, South Africa and Vietnam just to try and cover this against Brushall coming back out and generally suffering. Okay, they're kind of indicating that they have Middle East scoring. We'll still space that away. And we'll use Lone Gunman to take Egypt in advance of seeing if Sadat drops. But it's not shaping well. We need to see Fidel drop. We need scoring cards in our favour, having suffered the real blow in Africa. Oh, and VOA, that's the last thing we need at this point. Mexico and Libya. Mexico's unmanageable. But we'll use decall to retake Libya. Yeah, Africa's so... We're going to use decall for ops. Ugh. Unhappy doing that. We now have an uphill struggle in Central Africa. Okay, well, we got that off the Dom at least. Well, we will better use a guaranteed 3 VP. The question is, can we ruffle them in a DEFCON suicide situation in the process? Why on earth is Defectors in my list of unplayed cards when it clearly has? Okie dokie. Camp David. Grain. Omit. Okay, what have they got? US-Japan alliance, duck and cover nuclear subs, Nixon special should be ABM. Has nuclear test ban gone? Yeah, not keeping track of these very well. It's another reason I'm not doing very well. Asia hasn't. South America hasn't. Olympic Games has gone. Flap Amazon, Cosmo, Fidel, South Africa, Portuguese, Romanian abdication has gone. INDA hasn't. Okay, so if they headline duck and cover, we can get them in the headline, and it's worth 3 VP, and we can drop Central America scoring for 1, depending on what they do with their headline. So let's headline We Will Bury You. They go straight with special relationship. So 2 VP straight back off the 3 VP. So, what do we fear? We fear ABM treaty. So we'll overprotect Panama and retake France with Camp David. We'll finish Arsenal at the end of the turn. We need to play Lone Gunman to get back in the deck. We want to space grain sales. So they're queuing Colombia. And they flub. So we drop Central America scoring for 1 whole VP before we get realigned out of there. They get arms race, of course. But we'll try and get to space first. Ugh, don't even get that. I think this game is pretty much a dead loss. Since giving up Africa, it's been very much the back foot. But it doesn't seem to be rolling around. In fact, we can't play emit, can we? Because if South America scoring is in the pile, there's a massive chance of it being uncovered. So we'll continue to tick up West Germany. Although, of course, Arsenal at the end of the turn might allow them to discard it if they're holding it. So either way, it's unpleasant. Yeah, fine. That's to be expected. We can hold Sadat, I suppose. Although we want to... No. We don't want to hold Sadat to a greater or lesser extent. We want to... We need to get Millops as well. Oh, there's too much to do. Woof, this game's gone south. Oh, well, the run has been amazing. So, it has lasted as long as it could. It's been a fun league. So thanks to Baskmex for that. Allende comes off. Just going to have another stab at Colombia. This time it's pretty good. 50-50. Pays off. Alright, do we think he holds it, or do we think he's... going to draw it? Please play it now. He doesn't. A shame. Okay, Arsenal is better to remove from the deck. Please don't have it. Lucky, lucky, lucky. So we'll overprotect. Well, there we go. A stroke of luck. Duck and cover still in the deck. Need to watch out for that. Nuclear subs. Coup Columbia. Yeah, it hits this time. So we get South African scoring, we get Muslim Rev, we get Fidel. That's nice. Let's see what they've got. Asia scoring. AB, Bleeding, M, Bleeding Treaty. Duck and cover. So they can use duck and cover and then use ABM. Okay. They're holding US Japan, which they get to use for free ops, ABM, Duck and Cover, Quagmire Liberation, and Asia scoring. They're holding Willy Brandt as well. Right. US Japan, ABM, Quagmire, Duck and Cover, Liberation, Willy, Asia. Now we know, they know we're holding South America scoring. So we can't headline that. But we can do South African unrest to disrupt Africa. So let's do that. Yeah, so they go straight in with ABM. With Asia scoring, Thailand, Pakistan, or even trying to realign Thailand at +1 is a good shout, because then they get the last coup. But no, they go for that instead. So we'll use nuclear test ban to coup it back. Oh, come on! And that's the end of that chapter. So that's how you go from 10 VP to virtually none. We'll be coups Colombia for domination, but we're now not going to be scoring a handsome South America total. And they've got liberation theology, which is great too. So we'll be spacing a MIT, and we'll be trying to do it before they space, because that's a 4 VP swing. But I think this game's out of reach. Unless we can reclaim the China card, dodge war games, and Defcon suicide them, we're toast. So they'll now look to realign Angola. 7 cards. We know they're holding US, Japan. I used one small step just there, yeah. So they used an unknown card. US, Japan, Quagmire, Duck and Cover, Liberation Theology, Willy, Asia, and one other card. Okay. Pumping is fine. And we use Nixon on UN intervention on Nixon. We do not want to give back the China card. Need to fade a pretty epic brush war there as well. Okay. I get it. But hopefully you also get it now. Unless they're holding another 4-op card, which is Purge. Yeah, I think we're seeing what we're seeing. Oh, that's just crazy. So we're now not spacing this turn. We'll use Emit to coup back. Oh. If Lone Gunman shows up now, then all is lost. If they don't play into Colombia, we will move into Uruguay with Fidel, which is criminal for wasted access. But we need to try and... Well, they can just tap it to deny domination. No, we just dropped South America for 2 measly VPs. Down from 10. Nicely done. Che goes. Asia drops for 0. Small mercies. Che the only thing? And that was on AR6. So let's tap... Let's say... Yeah, let's say you got to tap it to win it. And we know they've got Quagmire, Liberation Theology, Willy Brandt, and one other card. But this forces them to tap Uruguay, so they lose a little bit of tempo at least. But we are badly losing on the game board. And they're going to get a free shot at space. Spacing Quagmire or Libthy. Yep. And they hit. We got War Games, Small Mercies. We're behind in space, of course. So we probably need to go high margin here. And purge them. Brush 5-year plan. Yasuri. Pershing. Iron Lady. War Games. That's the one that's missing. Yep, let's go highest return and purge. Oy. So we're about to get totally realigned out of France. at +3. Come on, missile 3. I dare ya. So we can't use war games. Although, of course, if we get missile envid, the game's over anyway. But we have to coup because they're purged, aren't they? So at least we can try and win the race there. Now let's take a coup on Zaire, and please don't make it a 1 or a 2. Okay. Next up's a brush war on Nigeria. Or eventing Pershing, actually. Western Europe. Yeah. Wins it. Nice. Now we can use war games and try and clean up Europe. Well, if we can fade war games, there's a thin sliver of hope back in here. We'll start a coup war. We've got time. What are they at? 4 versus 3. There we go. Recover a bit of damage. And press on Europe again. We're going to have to space Yasuri. Event and repair puppet governments, or maybe... Ugh. We have to space Yasuri, bottom line. We want to hold China. Defcon Suicide's still the likeliest way we can win. Oh no, that's not going to work until we... Oh, we might have to give up the China card. Although we can event Pershing and then give up Iron Lady. And we could even event Yasuri and repair it, knowing they hold the China card. To hold 5-year plan and discard an unfriendly card in late war. Although Defcon Suicide is just as likely there. I get the feeling they've got Africa scoring. And I don't want to give up on this. The only card we know they're holding is Quagmire. I'm pretty certain they've got Africa scoring. Alright, we're going to have to run the risk of Star Wars. Why? Well, that's the first good thing that's happened to us all game. So we will space puppet governments. Will we? Yeah. And now Star Wars isn't playable. Do you have Africa scoring, or have I just wasted a lot of time for little return? And headline peaking. Oh man, I am toast. I got Africa scoring, that's something. I can space grain sales. Decol in the headline. Now they're headline peaking. And they've got Cal, which places influence. So Cube Missile Crisis isn't great. Let's go decol. We know that we're jamming Africa. So yeah, Cal allows them to flip Angola. Which is truly bad for us. Cal's about as bad as it gets, mind. Glasnost is still a 2v ABM because we failed to get Reformer in play. But there's probably no way back from this. If they've got Lone Gunman now, of course they can play it and get out of dodge. But they've got the China card anyway. Leave her down with me. Plenty of time to think. Could just defect it. Could straight defect it. If that's the case, we have to cash Africa scoring and then concede the risk of DEFCON. It's just, yeah, with turn 10 AR7, it's very unlikely we're going to come back from this scoreline. Can low DEFCON? Great. Okay, that's all right for us. we will cash Africa scoring. Now that might start an ops race for France, but that cannot be helped. And we're at least ahead in that race. We've got too many cards we need to space. Eastern European arrest is gross for us. But at least we're briefly out of War Games reach. So if we give them Yasuri, what can they do? They can go to 2-3 here, so I need to put 2 in there. Are we going to ops race for France? Yeah, we are. I'll just go 3 for 3. And I hope they don't have a 4. So we need to put, so 5-2, so 3 over, 3 over. Oh man, here we go. Another VP for you, my good man. There is a host of decent 3-up cards they can use. Oh man. And that's that. I mean, I have to even give them the China card back. But I hope they'll then give it back to me to finish taking France. Because now at this point, still Defcon Suicide is a better way of winning. So Space Grain sales. Try and repair ahead of eventing Eastern European unrest. Yeah, okay. Because, yeah, Defcon's still our only result here. So now I guess we tap. No, we'll space first. Try and get Star Wars. Can't even get Star Wars off. If they've got Europe scoring and Star Wars, the game's over. Yeah, we could Costa Rica. Oh, well, that's something. So now, what do we do? We can take Saudi and just resign ourselves to being dominated in Europe? And now we used Eastern European unrest to recover Poland and to try and shore up East Germany. But we're signalling failure in Europe. And they're headline peaking. And, oh man, this is awful. And we're giving up Milops. Forget it. The game is gone. If we're lucky, we can 5-year plan away Europe. But our best gambit is drop DEFCON in the headline, get Terrorism and Aldrich, and hope to leave them with Lone Gunman. And fade War Games to prevent Star Wars to prevent them picking up War Games. And Salt. And Salt, why not? But this game is definitely a no-hoper. Doesn't matter especially. NASA's still in play. Yeah, so keeping it 3 is fine because of the round down by half thing. Okay, so our gambit turn 10 is get dealt Aldrich, Terrorism, a DEFCON dropper in the headline, and Star Wars to ensure that they don't get Star Wars. Drop DEFCON, fade Salt as well, and they have to be dealt Lone Gunman with a 36 card deck. I'd say that's distinctly improbable. And of course we need to fade Chernobyl for potential. Alright, so we did not get dealt any of the cards that pull stuff from their hand. We got Cal and Salt, but we didn't get Star Wars. So we can Salt. But we don't have any discard cards as things stand. Okay, so what's our best line? Cal, give them 4 ops. So, because the only way we're winning here with turn 10 AR7, we've at least got Warsaw Pact if they do Chernobyl us. I need to think about this a little bit, I guess. I can't just spaff it. Oh no, of course. If I salt something and they've got Lone Gunman, they can ditch it anyway. So we can't play for DEFCON. So realignment. Let's think about it. If I coup Brazil, keep Africa at domination, keep Middle East at domination, try and stay ahead in Asia and tap Europe, there's some small prospect holding VOA. But we're not looking to set up real lines immediately. Chernobyl, nuclear substars, defectors, of course. Alright, let's head on in Iran-Iraq war and try and get some VPs to get below the war games threshold. And it's something that they can defect if they want, but it doesn't make a lot of difference. Oh, we've got De Gaulle. We'll have to do that AR7. That was so stupid of me. Okay, great. So now we tap South Korea and shore up Poland. But make sure we have presence. Alright. Spacing VOA. If they've got Star Wars, they win here anyway. Yep. Well, that's a good game. I probably could have played it better. Let me know if there's some feedback. And the run ends. Thanks to Baskmax for a fun league. Look forward to the next one. I'll definitely play next year. Great fun. Very enjoyable. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll say it's disappointing, but, you know, it was tough as soon as I gave up Africa. And I probably played suboptimally here, but my run's been fun. So that's the important thing. So thanks for watching all these matches. There's at least one more to go in Rutsel. And then we've got the start of the new ITSL League again. So there's plenty more to come. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again in future.